People just want to serve you food and get the hell out. Like, chill with that, man. You better. You work there. You do your damn job.
Only thing I care about McDonald's for are the sweets and the McGriddle. Everything else, yeah.
So I worked at McDonald's. I worked at McDonald's for a few years, and I have all the answers for all of your complaints, but you wouldn't want to hear them. It's pretty bad.
The food is shit. Don't go to McDonald's.
The food's shit. Yeah, sure, that's one thing. But like, the pop being like funny flavors, it's because the same pop is like fed through the same hose for like a really long time, and then eventually the hoses get mixed around, so different pops comes out of it.
What? So like the residue from the different ones.
No! You might get like 7-Up being fed through an old root beer hose.
Wow.
I hate. See, normally I'd write that off as being like, "Hey, that's just the McDonald's in your area." But whereas we're so close, I have to acknowledge this as being fact.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I hate this.
I want to thank the German Food Administration for banning all of these processes. So,
I want to thank the German Food Administration. Also, Bao, what the hell? What's up with Florida and their gators?
Yo, what's up with Florida? Period. Yo, Florida got the most crazy.
What is up with Florida?
New Type said once the reason Florida. What you always hear about Florida is because they're the only state that publicly releases police reports and stuff. So all the crazy stories get out.
That's a damn shame. Like people getting shot in Florida just for pushing somebody else. That's what I heard. You get pushed, you get shot.
I was playing Pokemon Go today in town, and this weird random kid kept following me and a friend of mine around for like a solid 30 minutes. We left early because this kid would not piss off. He gave me his number, said, "Call me, message me on Facebook," and I just ripped that up and left. He was also talking about how he's like 24 and he got like laid off from his job and he's on like this medication. And I was like, "I'm sorry, but I don't have time for your crack house."
I meant how you call him a kid and he older than you.
Like he felt kind of hillbilly to me.
These sexual predators get weird.
People still play Pokemon Go like that though?
Yeah,
I only got back.
It's like just the casual fans died off. Like the hardcore Pokemon fans still play it.
I just
that
started
game
playing
is
it
still
again.
making billions and millions.
Yep.
I only started recently playing it again because Pokemon Let's Go and stuff, and I was like, "Hey, inspiration, cool, whatnot." I've been having a lot of fun doing raids with friends. Like it's a lot of fun when you're with friends, but by yourself, it's kind of just
Yeah, my friend and his girlfriend has been trying to get me to play Pokemon Go for like the longest time. And I can't. I just don't know where to start. Is my whole thing. I just don't get it. Like I'm so far. Like they're like level 30 something, and I'm like level 15. I'm like, can I even?
Like
jump
it caps at level 40, and they don't have any plans to move it up. So if you guys level 40, basically beat the game.
Oh, okay. But you still got to catch them all.
So Shadow, you're the JRPG god. Would you say Pokemon Let's Go is a not Let's Go? Would you say Pokemon Go is a JRPG worthy of completion?
Recording it.
Yeah, we live actually. Okay. Pokemon Go is definitely a JRPG, and I'm definitely gonna go grab it. But it's a casual. It's the casual peasantry Pokemon game. Like, let's not get it twisted.
The casual peasantry Pokemon game that no one's gonna be able to 100%.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. Like,
you trying to go to Australia to get yourself a Kangaskhan and then hop across the border to
But you can't trade in Pokemon Go now?
You can, but you have to be 100 feet at like maximum.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's some bull.
So there's no GTS, no Wonder Trade or anything like that. Nope. If you want a Pokemon from Australia, you got to meet an Australian and get close to him.
Okay.
Isn't there like Australian exclusive Pokemon though?
Yeah. Like North America has Tauros, Europe has Mr. Mime, and Australia has Kangaskhan.
That's a terrible French stereotype.
Don't ask me. Exactly. I don't understand.
All right. Okay.
It'd have been probably decent if they had like regular gameplay battles and whatnot in a regular system.
Well, like the Let's Go games, they're gonna have a normal system, right?
No. Oh, for
Not
regular
really.
battles, not wild battles.
I mean, you're not going to be able to. There's not going to be no microtransactions, so you're not going to be able to spend actual money to buy Pokemon or to buy.
I don't even know if I can say the battle system is going to be
balanced.
Yeah, balanced.
You can have what happens is you play with one Joy-Con. So if you get two Joy-Cons, but in both your hands, you can play 2-on-2 by yourself and double team everyone in the game. You roll them deep in the Elite Four.
Yeah, I've seen people double team and last.
It adds nothing to the game except easy. difficult.
Shoot, I'm about to treat this game like it's Pokemon XD Coliseum. Double battles only here.
It's not double battle, so you're just handicapping everything.
See, Bal, I prefer the term you're just ganging up and running up on everyone.
That's like being handicapped or something. All right, guys. All right. This is the gang here. We're gonna start this podcast up. HPMP podcast, episode 27, the most consistently inconsistent podcast of all time. All right. We're gonna start this off with introductions. Go ahead, Nightmare, and introduce yourself here.
Well, it's Nightmare Alpha, the wonder from Germany, the man who's back in the game, I guess. Recently, have been playing a lot of Persona 3 again, and it is as slow and damning as it has always been. So I'm having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I could have sworn you hated Persona 3.
It's not that I hate it. I just say it's a little bit overappreciated, maybe.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
It has a lot of difficulty spikes, especially from the first to the second areas of floors. It's very noticeable. I can tell.
Okay, I wouldn't know anything about that. JRPG god. Go ahead, Bob.
Hey guys, Bob's a character here. Thanks for having me on as always. Recently, I've been playing a lot of Octopath Traveler, of course. Just unlocked all 12 jobs. I'm finally about to blaze through the rest of the story, which I might stream today. So if I do, be sure to come check me out.
Okay, all right. Souls, go ahead, my dude.
What's up, Souls here again. I've been playing Breath of Fire 4 on my Vita, actually dusting off the old Vita, and a lot of hey man, the Vita is dead, and I'm running on defend it.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'm happy to be here doing another podcast. Hopefully this is one of many more to come.
Yeah, just not as consistent. Nah, we're gonna have another one in a week or so. I don't know. Blake, go ahead and introduce yourself, my dude.
All right, it's me, Westtown HD. Your boy has been recently playing Detroit Become Human, won that off Sony. Great games, loving it so far. It's just, I know that game has a lot of consequences, and there's this girl, Alice. I shot her father because her father was going to kill her, and I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that girl has a happy, normal life, and if anything happens, I'm done. I'm done.
Nah, bro, you shot her father. That's it, man.
No, her father was abusive. Her father, it was either her or her father, and her father was a drunk dumbass, so I shot his ass. Anyway.
All right. Tarks, man, go ahead and introduce yourself, my dude.
I'm Tarks Gauntlet, cover JRPGs and niche weeby shit on YouTube. I'm kind of in between games right now, just finished Octopath Traveler and just finished Ultra Despair Girls, so I got nothing on the go right now. So we'll see how that changes over the course of the week. Yakuza Kiwami 1 I got to take care of.
Okay. All right. Good. All right. Let's just we're just gonna jump into these topics, and the one I want to talk about the most is indeed Octopath Traveler here. This game seems to be selling like hotcakes, shipped and sold digitally over 1 million copies. That's
amazing.
Is just insane. When I come to think about it, that game's been out for what, less than a month? Or almost a month right about now?
Yep.
And that, I'm playing the game, and I gotta be honest. I haven't had much time to play nowadays, grown ass man shit. So I'm basically doing everybody's chapter 4s right now. I just got up to Alphin's chapter 4. His boss is a little bit crazy because I don't think I ever ran into I'm not gonna spoil anything. Just just a mechanic about the battle really. It's just as the battle goes on longer, your HP drops. Your max HP drops.
Status effect nonstop.
That was insane to me. I'm sitting here, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm in control of this battle. Everything's going good. I'm looking at Obrick's HP, it's at 500. I'm like, yo, the hell happened to your HP, Obrick? How did he get so low? Because he's at like 3,500 max HP for me. And it's down to 500. I was like, what the hell is going on? And everybody just died in one fell swoop. So we're just gonna go around to the people who actually played the game. I think there's only the 3 of us here that's played the game. So Bob, what do you think of the game?
Really liking it a lot. Put about 45 hours into it so far. One thing I was a bit iffy about when I found out at first, but I'm okay with now, is the fact that your party members don't really interact with each other too much. But you do have the little party banter thing in later chapters where they just talk a little bit about what's happening. And honestly, that's enough to really satisfy me on that front. I kind of like the way the game is set up. Once you realize it's supposed to be like a storybook, then it sort of makes sense in that aspect. But one complaint I do have with the game, besides that, it's way too easy. I feel like if you're not accustomed to RPGs, it's going to be challenging. But to me, the game is a cakewalk. Like I kill most bosses in like 2 or 3 turns. But yeah.
Hold on, the way you had to be playing had to make it easy. Did you like grind to like level 60 on like the first couple of chapters?
Nope.
All right.
You want to know my strategy for every boss, literally?
What is your strategy for every boss, literally?
Pretty much lower defense, boost Olberic to 4. He uses his ultimate warrior technique, and it usually does about 15,000 to 20,000 a hit.
15,000, 20,000 a hit.
Yeah, and then Cyrus is also my mage, whose magic stats close to 600. He deals roughly 16,000 a turn.
16. I can't get him to hit for more than like 3,000. I guess my equipment isn't that great or anything like that.
I am with it's Bow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you on this because there's a lot of mechanics you can heavily exploit to get a lot out of the game. So with regular battles, I can end them all in 3 turns using pretty much just Therian. I can get 9,999 damage on everybody on the field using his divine skill. My Olberic does around 44,000 damage to bosses with lowered defense and upped strength. So there's definitely a lot you can do to become overpowered in the game. So from chapter 3 until the very end of post game, the whole thing felt like kind of a cakewalk for me.
Sounds like Bravely Default was harder than Octopath.
I don't know. You guys are really like, we're all pretty much experts in JRPGs or RPGs in general, but y'all talk about for the average person, the game is, we would say the game is hard.
Yeah, the average person's probably not going to look at the mechanics too deeply and find ways to kind of exploit them. So yeah, they might end up grinding a lot more, I guess.
Okay, yeah, that's another thing. I don't really have to grind all that much. I'm just finding out that like my party is like level 50, like 53 or 55 or something like that. And the 4th member of my party is like the lowest level 1, like level 30 something. And like it's pretty much all about your equipment for the most part. If you give them the best equipment, they can pretty much survive in a battle from what I'm seeing. Okay, let's talk about the Bao, you said before about the banter in the game. I kind of don't agree with that. I kind of think the banter kind of makes me want to see more
Understandable
of them interacting with each other, because it's kind of annoying, because what I've been doing is like after each time there's a banner that goes on after a story event in the game, I go back to the end to change my party to see if there's any other banters that are happening in that chapter at that very moment.
Yeah, that's too much work. But no, I understand, but no.
I was like, this is great and everything, but I'd rather have them interacting during the story, and that would be the best part for me. We had like, well, on Twitter there was kind of a back and forth about this on Twitter about beating Octopath Traveler. So is beating all 8 paths recognized as finishing the game? Not 100% in the game. We're just talking about a normal playthrough. Or do you guys think just doing one character is good enough?
I would say do all 8.
Do all 8 characters. What do you think, Tarks?
I beat the game including the post-game dungeon, and there's only 1 credit roll. So the game seems to recognize 1 character as finishing.
So it's your main character that you, of course, picked in the beginning.
Yeah, that's the only credit roll.
So you feel if somebody gets to that, they're good to say they beat the game?
I don't think that they should. That's just how the game kind of presents it. I do feel beating all 8, and I want to say and the post-game dungeon, but the post-game dungeon doesn't really add anything.
Okay.
So I think you should beat all 8.
That's
also, I will say those 4 extra job bosses are like ridiculously hard if you don't abuse the system.
Are they hard, or they just have a lot of HP?
They're like straight hard. Like the sorcerer one will hit you probably 12 times in a turn if you let him.
12 times in a turn.
Because all of his normal magic attacks hit you 3 times each, and then he like just spams it over and over.
Warbringer was the only one that gave me any issue, but I found a way to get through it with no damage.
Is it the Tressa cheat?
Tressa, Rune Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
No
those I don't
damage.
know, Tressa has an ability called Sidestep where she takes no damage for a turn. But with the Rune Lord class, you can transfer any like add-on effect like that to your entire party. So you spam that and you won't get hit once by physical attacks.
So you have her keep spamming that move.
Yep.
You're invincible for the whole fight.
That sounds balanced.
It's not balanced, but
It's
you know
not
what?
at all.
I kind of love that it's not balanced because I can just build whatever I want and be rewarded by getting it.
I mean, it's
But,
better than some other RPGs do lately, so I think this is actually a pretty good system, you know?
For the magic bosses, you really just reflect their attacks back at them.
Isn't Tressa the one that makes you richer by walking around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that abusable easily?
Oh, I actually have a video on that. Yes.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Okay, I gotta watch that video because I need some more equipment.
Can you
Okay.
just walk in and out of towns over and over again and keep getting money?
You could, but that would be very cumbersome.
I had a theory about
Like,
Tressa.
it's sort of time based though, so there's no point
okay.
to just do that.
I noticed the further into the game you get, the more dead bodies Tressa finds and the more money they have. So I have this theory that she's actually just like hunting down rich people and taking their
Killing
money.
People
Yeah.
are saying that. It's like I didn't think about that. I thought she was just finding loose change. But people think she's looting corpses on the ground.
Well, you know what? I guess it doesn't say that they're dead. It just says an unfortunate soul, right?
Yeah, it does say that. Yeah.
Mm.
How unfortunate was the soul that they did get a dagger to the back and she killed him? It was like, oh, here's 2,000 gold.
Well,
Since we're on the topic of the finishing the game stuff, let's talk about reviews and if you could beat a game that you haven't reviewed yet. Because I had a sort of Twitter discussion about this with a couple of people, and I got so many different responses. So I want to go around the round table real quick. Should you be able to review a game if you haven't finished it? Nightmare, go ahead.
well, I have the old premium GameStar attitude to that, meaning that if you can't play it under your circumstances, under your direction, for the time you think you need to finish the game, you should not review it, or at least not give anything more than just a first look or impressions. I think you have to finish a game before you can definitively say that you have completely mastered it. But I also could see why people might give bad reviews to games that have mechanics that are pretty boring or uninteresting. But the question arises, what is a review anyway, other than just an opinion? So everybody's entitled to theirs, you know? It's kind of hard to tell. So I say, if you want to really make a definitive review, then play the game, finish the game, and see what you can get out of it. But if you just want to have a simple opinion piece of how, well, this game is not really for me, then that's probably fine. But don't give it a score, okay?
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Blake, what do you think about this?
See, when it comes to like reviewing a game, I think you probably should actually have like, because when you review a game, you're meant to pull things from the entire game, not just bits and pieces. I think doing what's called like a first impressions or initial thoughts, what I think of this game, so on and so forth of a game before you can play, that's fine. But to come out and like give it like a 10 out of 10 IGN score or whatnot, to give it a definitive, like just say how much you enjoyed this game without having completed the game is kind of just fraudulent in my mind.
Okay. All right. Bao?
Well, I used to be in the opinion of you can play a game for enough time to get a feel for it, know if it's for you or not, and write a review on it. But there's one specific game that made me change my stance on that, and that was Bravely Default. Because the first half of Bravely Default, I love 9 out of 10 game. And then for those of you that played it, know once you hit the second half of Bravely Default, it's repeating the chapters over and over and over again. And that brought my experience way down. Now, it's kind of upset that a lot of reviewers like didn't mention this at all. So I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, it's because they didn't get that far.
Right.
Exposed.
But I will say I can understand. Because like I said, in general, you can get a general consensus of what the game is like from just playing it for a few hours, especially with RPGs. Because I know reviewers have deadlines and blah blah blah, so they can't like sit there and sink 60+ hours in RPGs like we can.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing. Like, somebody's reviewing the game that's, I don't know, 60 or 80 hours long. They got a review code for it. They want me to go out and spend my hard-earned money, the money I worked from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday on. I had to give this GameStop whatever $60 for me to play the game, and they didn't get past 15 or 20 hours. That doesn't make sense to me.
Also, keep in mind, a lot of reviewers just don't like RPGs.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
And there is another thing to consider. There are many games out there that maybe don't have that kind of thing. I play, for example, a lot of games that don't have a definitive endpoint per se. I play a lot of 4X strategy games, grand strategy games, and they have no definitive end to say so, but I can definitively make reviews about these games because I played them for hours on end, despite that I might only finished it twice or so, because that's how this works. So there might be a difference in some genres that does not allow that, you know?
Of course, games like Overwatch, something like Civilization.
Yes,
etc.
yes. These games could hardly be finished necessarily, but you can make definitive reviews about them. But I think, especially for the RPG sector, it is important to finish the game. That I think so, to get a feel about story, character, gameplay mechanics, you know?
I think you should just be transparent with reviewers for RPGs. Like, how many hours did you put into this? Did you finish it?
Okay.
Yes.
Souls, what do you think?
Well, when it comes to, I think this mostly boils down to RPGs or even JRPGs because they do consume a lot of time. I think that you should at least make it to the credits because I know your opinion could change towards the end of the game, like Bao said, and kind of like what Nightmare said. At the same time, there's also times where it does get boring. Like there's some of the side stuff to 100% it completely, get all ending stuff can be a little tedious and boring to like have to do all that extra stuff. So I would say you would have to get to the ending, to complete the game before you put out your review and not like put it out halfway through. But I don't think you would have to like 100% it, like get all the endings and whatnot, because that can be boring and it can be very time consuming.
Okay. Tarks, what do you think?
So I think you should beat games before reviews, but a lot of what I see going on nowadays, people are like attacking people who review a game halfway through, and I don't fully agree with that because I've seen a lot of reviews of games, where the game was reviewed at halfway through, and there's literally nothing in some of these reviews that I would like. There's nothing I would add or take away from them. So I don't think reviews are inherently flawed a lot of the time if they haven't beaten the game. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but I do find it harder to trust them, and that kind of means something to me.
Mm-hmm.
There's some games like Alan Wake where the last 2 lines of dialogue shift the context of the entire story. And if I were to review Alan Wake before that very end, I'd say it was kind of bland, but the end is literally that transformative that it's a pretty awesome friggin' experience.
This is also one of the things that I realized with Alan Wake, because reviewers at the time gave it relatively bad scores sometimes, and I could see that they just didn't finish the game. That's literally what it was, they just didn't see the context.
Yeah.
Also, some games that don't really open up until hours later. Like,
that's
big thing
also a
people got
problem.
caught with in reviews was Shin Megami Tensei 4, where a lot of people were like, oh, there's only one dungeon. And if you played the game, there's a lot more than that. It's just you're in that first dungeon for quite a while.
Oh, yeah, I remember
A lot of
that.
reviewers got in trouble.
Wow, but people actually said there was one dungeon?
Yeah, I can't remember who exactly it was that said that.
IGN.
It might have been them.
Wow.
It might have
I
been
get messed up on Web of Shadows saying that game was bad. I don't like IGN.
IGN also said Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had too much water. So
I see
Oh,
where
yeah,
you're
I
coming
remember that.
from, but it's not bad. I mean, come on, it's a lot of water. Just be honest,
I ain't gonna lie. No, I'm not even gonna get off topic. Go ahead.
Actually, I have watched an overly long 4-hour review of Omega Ruby and
4 hours.
4 hours? What the
Yes.
hell?
4 hours.
What can you
was-
talk
this was-
about in a Pokemon game for 4
so-
hours?
This was not just a simple review. This was a complete and utter walkthrough to the game with tangents, and it was amazing. I couldn't watch this at full for once, but I watched this hour long over the course of 3 days. It was fascinating. It was real good done. So, and I could see why the problem of so much water actually is a problem in this game. So I can see where IGN is coming from, but putting that into the review score, that's shitty. That's really shitty.
I mean, I dislike Mario Alpha Sapphire for a lot of reasons, but
Yeah, Alpha Oris was kind of hard for me to get through. That was like the first Pokemon game.
first playthrough was all right. After that, I was kind of like, yeah.
The Souls is difficult.
So yeah. By the way, I will share this video with all of you, so you have an excuse to not watch this.
All right. So my thing about it is you have to beat your game before you review the game. Now, okay, of course I get the fact that there are review deadlines if you're reviewing for a website or whatever have you. You can't, and you're not going to get the game probably within the time limit you need to give it to your editor or some shit like that. I just feel like any review you're going to get from me, people, you're going to get from a person who actually played the game, actually got to the credits. You have to get to the ending to solidify what you think about the game, because the ending could do a lot of things. Could do like the Island Wake situation that Talks mentioned. It could the last dungeon could be a grindy hell. You don't know exactly what's going on. Oh, Lenny's here.
Good example of that as well as Mass Effect 3, the controversy with the endings to that.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you don't get to the end, you don't get that definitive closure, I guess you could say. You're just like lessening your review, in my opinion. And there are some people out there who are literally giving out first impressions as
It's all
reviews.
about just to get the views, though. That's what everyone cares about.
That is also the problem. See, the problem is also with people in the comments section, people who are just coming to the video to get a yes or no. You guys want that review done immediately, and as a result, if whoever strikes while the iron's hot first, they get the views, they get the subscribers, they get the hits, they get the ad revenue. It's as simple as that. But I feel as if I did that, I wouldn't be experiencing all of the game, and that would take away from my enjoyment of the game.
And I mean, suppose you get halfway through the game, something changes, and like you gave the game like a 6 out of 10, but now it drops like a 4 out of 10. Like, you gotta update your review?
No, nobody would do that because
Exactly.
their initial review got all the hits, got all the subs, got all the ad revenue they needed.
There's actually
Like,
one reviewer
come on.
that did do that, Jim Sterling.
Oh,
Yeah, but god damn it, that was even stupid for his level.
and if you want to just call the review first impressions, that'd be great. If you want to disclose that you only played 10 hours, that'd be good. But the truth of the matter is, if you did that and called it a review, people in the comments would light your ass on fire. They give you so much shit like you need to play the game, you need to finish the game. But if you can word your way around the game that you played it, but you didn't really play it that much. Basically, you use like creative writing techniques. You know, just tell them basic things like there are attacks, there are skills, there are magics, and stuff like that you can use. You can get away with this stuff, and people don't bat an eye to it at all. But I've seen some reviewers who are giving out these half-ass reviews, and they are getting tons of views for it. In my opinion, you know what? You learn the system. You know how it works. I know how it works. I could do the same thing, but I'm not going to do that because I like to play my games to completion. Well, not 100%, but to the credits before I start giving my opinion on it.
Integrity is important.
Exactly. Integrity is one of the biggest things about the gaming industry. It's one of the things that I think started Gamergate or something like that. I'm not 100%
Please
sure.
don't bring this up.
All right, Lenny, man, go ahead and introduce yourself, man. While you're here, if your mic is all set up and ready to go.
Yeah, that's something I'm trying to figure out. Can you hear me at all?
Yeah, we
We can hear you.
Hey, Mr. In your attic.
yeah. No, I'm my name's Lenny. You can call me Lenny for now until I get some kind of name going on here. But basically, I run like a vintage video game and a toy resale business, and I do like Comic-Con and stuff like that. And about to open up my YouTube channel, kind of based on the same thing you guys talk about, JRPGs, because that's all I play. So,
Nice.
get ready for that.
Cool. Yo, what is your favorite JRPG of all time, though?
Final Fantasy X. easily.
Oh wow.
Interesting
Perfect
choice.
choice.
Okay, all right, yeah, I gotta get. Yo, if I ever said if I ever did my top 10 again, I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy 10 would be up there.
Yeah, especially after doing the international thing where you can like send anybody down any path. That's like my thing. Like I feel like JRPGs you can't do that anymore. Like everyone has the same characters at the end of every game. Like not all the time, thanks to stuff like Octopath, but a lot of games, especially that came out like PS3 era, they were so cookie cutter with like the skill system. But Final Fantasy 10 is like you can send Riku down Orin's path and like shit like that. You can still actually play the game.
But is that wise for the main story? Because I did that with I did that with Titus, and I put him on Lulu's grid.
Yeah, some things don't work. Yeah, some things don't work.
Always depends a little bit on the stats and what you're given with. But for some characters, it's kind of necessary.
Yeah,
I mean, Riku and Kamari, you can make them anything in the story, will be fine.
Yeah, mostly because that's their thing. If you don't actually focus on their things, you're kind of stifling yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I like to like make things harder on myself, so there's always that.
Okay, Lenny, am I saying your name right?
Yeah.
Okay. We were just talking about reviews and games. Do you think reviewers should be finishing their games before they give out a review?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. Unless the game is awful, like Star Ocean 5, I feel like you could play like 60% of that game.
My boy,
and you could be like, yeah, that game sucks. But nah, if it's a solid game, you should definitely play all of it. You don't got to do like all the post game stuff or anything, but at least beat the main story if you're gonna review it. Because why not? Sometimes the end of a game is like what really ramps it up. Now I'm not saying you got to sit here and beat an entire game to feel like you actually like the game, because if you don't like it 60-70% of the way through, you can probably put it down and still put a pretty fair review about it. So.
Yeah, if you don't like a game, I would never force myself to play a game I hate. I don't do that anymore. I did that when I was a lot younger. I don't do that anymore. If I hate a game, my time is too goddamn precious.
Exactly.
To be sitting in front of it. Exactly.
I mean, I know some people that force themselves through that just because they need this kind of angry review style, but I think that's kind of done nowadays. I think that's not necessary. I think it also doesn't help, It's fair to play a game and see how it goes, and if you don't like it, that's okay. But I don't know, if you're really, really angry and hate it, I don't think you should do a review, because that's not a level-headed process,
No, not at all. Not unless you're like someone who can totally separate emotion from looking at a game objectively.
No, I can't do that completely. No, I'm gonna throw my hate, my shade.
Yeah,
I can't.
If I were to review Final Fantasy 15, it would be god awful. Like I would just.
It's interesting. Bring that up. We're gonna segue to a different topic here, but Final Fantasy 15.
Let me start on this trash.
Okay. It's not that bad anymore.
It is. You can't fix the characters.
I showed up at launch day, with my.
I was there too.
My PS4 Pro in my hand, all ready to. It was so terrible, just so bad for me, and like, it took everything that I like loved about Final Fantasy and just ripped it away pretty much. And that's like, come on now. I really don't think it was a mainline game. I honestly, to this day, will never believe that it was originally supposed to be a mainline game. I think it was like
wasn't supposed to be a mainline.
Yeah,
That was supposed to be versus 13.
yeah, it's supposed to be a versus game.
Yeah, right. So I'm not gonna. I still feel like I can't judge it on that. So I don't know. We'll see what 16 is like.
Again, my theory is still that Final Fantasy 13 is actually not free games. It's supposed to be one game that they split up in free games. That's my
like Fire Emblem Fates.
Has anybody ever played the multiplayer to that game yet with the Power Ranger looking thing?
What, one for 15?
Yeah, that they had to actually change the colors because I think who was it? The owner of Power Rangers was suing them.
Because
it looked too much like
really? Nah, I haven't played that. I don't even have the Commerce DLC. I'm playing it on PC right now. And damn, the game looks—it's like a dream come true. The game looks amazing.
See, you care about frame rate and visuals a lot, though.
Okay, yeah. To be fair, yeah, but the gameplay like crap on PS4 and Xbox. But now I feel like everything is more fluid now. I can't help it though, man. It looks so much better. It plays so much better. It feels like Noctis doesn't have.
What about the plot?
Okay, the plot I'm trying to follow, okay, yeah, it's kind of a mess. I won't lie, but I'm kind of in the camp of the gameplay almost overshadows it for the most part right now. I gotta finish it. I gotta finish it up. I gotta make a video on it. I might make a video on it very soon, breaking my silence about Final Fantasy 15. Because I was in that camp with you guys. I hated Final Fantasy 15 when it came out. I was angry. I was literally angry as I was playing Final Fantasy 15 when it came out. And when I got to the end, it was terrible. But
the end is what really got me. It was like, damn it.
The end made me so angry because it wasn't even a good traditional fight. It was just it didn't have multiple forms like most Final Fantasy does.
No.
But okay, yeah, it was bad now I'm trying to think about it. But I think my playthrough on the PC is gonna be better.
There are times where you can you can fly around and everything looks pretty and you're like, all right, this is a decent game for a little bit. It'll get you in those moments. But like when you step back and look at it, you're like, all this time, effort, resources they use, and that's what they ended up with for a Final Fantasy game, which come on now. Even like 14, looking for, I don't know if anyone's actually played 14, but like because it's an MMO, you gotta click through like 70 billion things of text. But if you actually play that game, it's one of the most like well thought out Final Fantasy games as far as like skill systems and like everything that Final Fantasy's built on. And then they give you 15 and they're like, well, you can teleport away from pretty much everything and teleport back in. You're good to go. That's all you gotta do.
All right. Real quick before we move on, there's about 40 of you guys watching right now. If y'all could be cool people and hit the like button, that'd be great. I only got like 6 likes right now. I'm just saying, like, there's 40 of y'all watching. Can I get at least 20 likes? That's all I'm saying.
You almost think watching for free is a joke.
I know, right? All y'all gotta do is hit that like button. That's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. All right.
Come on, yo.
Not asking for your first child. Come on.
All right, so next topic here I got here. Is length nowadays in JRPGs a problem? One of the things.
No.
Oh, okay. Like one of the things that I seen last year with Persona 5 is that the game is about literally 100 hours. Like, the main story is going to take you 100 hours to beat. And the minute I tell somebody that, they're like, I don't want to fuck with that game. 100 hours. I don't want to sink that much time into the game. And that kind of coincides with the review process of games. Like, they take too long to beat. So, you need to get the review out on top and whatnot. But, it's a JRPG. So the consensus is it's going to be long for you to beat. Okay.
Well, here's the thing with Persona 5 specifically.
Go ahead.
I feel the length of that game was perfect for what the story was trying to convey. And the pace. Yeah. Like, the pacing was good for what it was. And if you want to make that shorter just to appease people that complain about the time, then they would compromise, story segments.
Okay. I think a lot of people just get intimidated when they first hear how long a game is before they actually play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things. I couldn't get a lot of people into Persona 5 because I told them that the game is at least like, I tried to play it. I tried to be like, it's like 80 hours, but I just wanted to play it. But it's like, truth is like 100 hours. But if I tell them it's 100 hours, they're going to be like, nah, Shadow, I don't want to spend that much time into a game. I'm like, the 100 hours is just going to fly right by, man. And they're like, nah, I don't want to play that. I was like, all right, fine. Anyone else think that length is more of a problem as a gaming goes on in a JRPG?
I don't
I'll
necessarily
say for
think
casual
so.
viewers, because attention spans are getting lower and lower. Like, for a lot of people, if a game doesn't interest you in like 10, 20 minutes, then they're just going to put it down forever. It's kind of sad, but that's how a lot of people are now.
Hey, it depends on how engaging a game is. If you're after 8 hours still asking yourself why are you playing this? This isn't fun. Then okay, put it down. That's fair. But if you're really engaged with it, the length of a game does not actually become important, because I was engaged with the game. I like Persona 5. I played it whenever I had the time to, and I did so for a very long time. And I don't think that this was necessarily a bad thing. I think it's exactly how it's supposed to be. It doesn't actually have any superfluous things. There is no meat to cut, no fat to trim.
Yeah, no, there was no crazy amount of padding, so that was really good.
And that's let's say that some of the skill upgrades that you have to do for some social links is a little bit extreme, but other than that, I have actually nothing to complain about it. So I think it's actually okay that it is a very long game. But there's also a lot of games that are just long for the sake of being long and have nothing in them. And I think there you can cut a lot of things. Because I think you should have an important relationship to your games. You should this is an important game. It should take some time to actually finish. And this is a game that's not important, so I don't take that long to finish. I don't think that a Hyperdimension Neptunia game needs to be 60 to 100 hours long. I think it's better when you make a very short 20-hour experience. That's way more better, and that's good for the comedy. That's great. Come on, it's
all right. So as long as the game is like naturally length to like 100 hours, everything is cool. Is there like a cutoff point where we're just like, okay, 140 hours, like, okay, that's a little bit.
I mean, if you really can tell an engaging story for that long, I would be impressed. But I say it's really hard to do that. So I say 100 to maybe 120 hours. But if you squeeze more in, I think it will implode on itself.
Because what's interesting is Persona 5 was supposed to be like a lot longer because they were going to get like another character into it. What's her name? The shogi player. She was supposed to be. Hitomi? Yeah, she was supposed to be a playable character. But
I wish it was longer though, because there was a few social links I wasn't able to do in my first playthrough.
This is always a problem in the Persona games. There's this late social link syndrome that some characters have. That's sad, but it happens. At least it doesn't happen that often anymore.
Okay. All right. Talks. What do you think about it?
I don't think there's a such thing as too long exactly, depending on how story and gameplay mechanics evolve. So take something like the Legend of Heroes series.
Oh, yeah.
Trails in the Sky 1, 2, and 3. They're technically like one game, just released in 3 parts. If that was one game released in one part, people would probably hate it by the end, because the gameplay does not evolve enough as it goes along for one experience.
Okay.
But like as separate pieces, I don't know. They're friggin' amazing games. Same with Trails of Cold Steel. Love them. Fantastic games. But I wouldn't want to play them all back to back.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I had to wait a little while before I jumped into 2.
Like, I just done Trails in the Sky 1 and 2, and I think the first one took 60 hours and 2 took 95.
God damn.
I am not starting 3 yet. I'm waiting.
Because you think you're going to fatigue yourself in the series. Right?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get so burnt out. So I got to wait at least another month. I'll come back to it, and I'll probably love it for another 60 to 90 hours.
So that was straight up just playing the story, doing a fair share of side quests and whatnot?
I've probably done more side quests in part 2 than I did in part 1. I don't think you can beat the second one in like under 55, 60 hours. I just don't think it can be done. So probably 120 hours for the 2 of them at bare minimum.
Okay, all right. Blake, what do you think? Length in the JRPG is becoming a problem nowadays? Yes, no, maybe so?
I think it all depends, because I know a lot of people are all about the hustle and bustle of life. People don't always necessarily have that time anymore to sit down and play, which is why I think like JRPGs and like the Switch and stuff, where you can take it and play it on the go is a good idea. But say, I'm not sure. But in terms of like when I buy a game, and because most games will, like, for example, Call of Duty always launches at a full price tag, but you get something like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, also a full price tag. One of those games is going to last you arguably a lot longer than the other. I'm going to leave that up for interpretation. And I just feel like so long as the story's engaging and you're actually having a good time, like when it came to like Xenoblade and Persona 3, by the end of it, when I looked back at how many hours I put in, I didn't even feel like I put that much in because I was having such a good time playing those games. So I really just think it comes down to what, if you actually enjoy the game, and I feel like I'd say JRPG is still pretty good length. I mean, we haven't gotten any, once we cap past the game taking you over 200 hours to beat, I think that's a little excessive. But if we're sticking like, say, under, I'd say like 120 is like the maximum threshold for me, where if someone came up to me and said this game is 120 hours, I'd probably be a little intimidated going into it.
Okay, I don't blame you for that. That even sounds like a lot even for me. Even if Persona 6 came out and was like, oh, it's about 120 to 140 hours, I'll be like, God damn, give me this game so I can play it right now. But that seems to be a long time. But it's like Nightmare said, the game is paced out well, and it can go that length with telling a story. It shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, so it kind of just also depends on the game.
Okay. Lenny, what do you think?
Yeah, it definitely depends on the game. That's really what it boils down to. Because
Yeah.
you could, games like Xenoblade, you kind of want them to be long because everything that's kind of side quest wise is cool. Like all the field quests and stuff like that. That's actually really cool stuff. But I don't know, like Zesteria, that was kind of like padded, over padded, just running from point A to point B with nothing to do in between and nothing to do when you get there, except for like fight a monster. So you definitely got to, if you're gonna make it long, make sure there's something good in that length. Because if not, you're just no one's gonna pay attention by the end of it, or it's gonna seem lackluster.
There was a lot of general consumers who bought like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and they didn't find the game got interesting until 30 hours in, like the end of chapter 3.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people feel like that with Persona 5 too, which I don't understand, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe the problem isn't necessarily like length, but structure, I guess. Maybe they just need more interesting things front loaded.
Yeah, because Berseria front loaded a lot of really cool stuff, and people were like, "Oh my god, this is one of the best games!" Like everyone I played Berseria around was like, "Yo, what is this? This is cool. Let me play that." And everyone I played Zesteria around was like, "Dude, what the fuck is this cheese?" Dude, come on now, save the world, bro. Come on.
All right. Okay. All right.
But this is actually nothing new. I think a lot of Japanese game developers just straight up copy each other in some cases for storytelling and gameplay purposes, and they don't know why these things work for their games. So sometimes you have this, that a game gets too long, or that it has some things that you really don't like, and you question yourself, why is this here? And sometimes you just have to cut it,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true with the Japanese, because you can even see that in like some anime. Like
yes,
starts out slow or it's too long.
I talk about this from time to time. It's a specific concept from the Japanese that's called stealing with your eyes. They don't explain why something is good. They just expect that you copy their work and learn from that. But sometimes you just copy and don't understand, and that's kind of bad. That's kind of bad.
Okay. All right. So let's move on to another topic here. Fire Emblem Heroes, the mobile game of Fire Emblem, of course, it netted 400 million.
That's the power of mobile games.
That is insane. It's like, yo, if I ever see like a some type of gaming series or something like that franchise go mobile, I don't blame them, because there are some thirsty ass people out there that just want waifus.
Yeah, like
pay an ungodly amount of money to get them.
There's a threshold with that, because, for example, you don't hear anyone talking about the Animal Crossing or Mario mobile game. No one gives a shit.
Yeah.
When it comes to Fire Emblem, though, because they have those waifus in there and the microtransactions are there with the orbs, that's why it's making them bank.
Yep.
Yeah. What is it? Fire Emblem made 6 times more than Mario Run and over 10 times more than Animal Crossing.
God.
Yeah, because Animal Crossing and Mario ain't got no waifus on the table.
Honestly, I wouldn't say that, but okay.
Some of these mobile games are making more than some franchises in their whole lifetime in like 1 month.
That's crazy.
Microsoft about to be a mobile game company.
Like FGO, Fate Grand Order, and Dokkan, like they make like at least 8 million a month.
There's a whole different psychology behind these kind of games, and I'm pretty sure that would just go too far from the scope of this podcast. There is some interesting pieces about that, but the whole microtransaction concept in this, the opportunity to have free stuff, that really gets people working. It's a very interesting concept, and there's a lot of psychology behind it, but it's too much for us to cover here, I guess. But it's interesting, to say the least.
I'm gonna say this, man. I'm playing FGO, Freight Grand Order, right now, and there are so many waifus that I just want in that game. And I've been like in the back of my mind, I've been thinking, all right, I get paid this day, I get paid another day. If I just take out maybe $80,
don't do it.
Just
don't
throw
pull
it into this game. Just throw it into this game. I could probably get what I want. And I'm like, yo, Shadow, what the fuck are you doing? Do not do this shit. Stop right now. Like, and the sad part about it is I have my credit card connected to my phone. So it's like I could easily do
it's
this.
Just one tap purchase that.
It's just one tap away.
I'm like, no, I can't do this, man. Like, yo, but here's the thing, FGO is actually, it's a good game. Like,
it's a really good game.
It's really highly detailed with its sprites, and it's like it's noble phantasms.
Yep.
They all look amazing.
Yep.
I can't lie.
And the community behind it is huge. They even have their own convention.
Really?
Yep.
Yes.
Jesus.
They like you see buses in LA and billboards with the mess all on the walls and
They,
everything.
they have been going full on with that, and it is surprising to me that it's just that amazing. But
Yeah.
I think it lacks a bit in the gameplay department, and I have played some slightly better mobile games, but I'm not going to tell you not to play the game. I have my own.
Fire Emblem Heroes has been doing that. Has Fire Emblem Heroes surpassed Pokemon Go as Nintendo's leading mobile game now?
Nah, Pokemon Go is still
Pokemon
top.
Go still brings in $1 million a day.
Yeah. Like they're always top grossing. If you go into any of the app stores and look at top grossing, you'll probably see Pokemon Go at least in the top 10.
I just know in FGO I want Zion saying I don't know how to say her name. I'll do whatever it takes to get her.
Oh yeah, monk priest.
Yeah, the priest, whatever monk, whatever.
Doesn't he do like a galactic donuts or something?
I don't even know. I just need that one. Anybody else think that if you were part of a game company, would you want to develop a full force game like as big as I guess you could say Persona 5 and Final Fantasy and maybe get like $1 million? Or would you rather build a game like FGO, Pokemon Go, Fire Emblem Heroes, and get like hundreds of millions of dollars?
As a company, probably what makes more money, but as a person, I would rather prefer a game that's really just a game and not just a money-making scheme,
Yeah,
there's only three things
a lot more
I'll
interesting.
never do. And
Is there like an option where you build the mobile game to fund the other one?
Yes, there is an
I feel
option
like
to
that's
do
what some
that,
franchises
but
are doing.
that's,
I think they do that.
Because that's what I would do.
I think
but here's the problem. Mobile games have to get constant support and new material and all of that. You would probably sit there for the rest of your life just supporting this because it's just so successful and the fan base is like, we want more waifus, and you're like, oh god, I can't stop. So it's not
like
really
Fire
an
Emblem,
option.
it makes sense for them to like put money into the new Fire Emblem game so that more people play that, so that more people want to go, oh my god, I want to get all these characters in my Fire Emblem Heroes, so it makes them double the money. So
I wouldn't be surprised if Fire Emblem Heroes is going to be funding all of the new next Fire Emblem.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Or Switch games, but
Oh yeah,
I mean, if anything, that means we should be getting some like high-end new games. Just saying.
yeah.
No, right?
That new Fire Emblem game looking kind of clean.
It does look really good, actually.
It does.
But the problem is the free to play model. Like other companies look at that, 400 million Fire Emblem Heroes, and they might want to take their entire series and make it mobile completely.
Yo, what if that new Halo game they showed at E3 is actually a mobile game? Let's go.
Well, they're gonna have one for Gears, aren't they?
I believe so. Yeah, there's a mobile game. Yeah.
That pop.
Okay, all right. So has anybody want to air some dirty laundry? Say that they may have spent a little bit much on a mobile game.
Nah, I ain't gone that.
I've admitted it in the past. I spent a grand total on Brave Frontier back in the day. I may have spent total in like the 6 or 8 months I played it about $100.
Ooh.
I was at New York Comic Con when they first made that game, and there was like two guys at one booth, and they were like, "This is gonna be the greatest thing ever." And I was like, looking at them like, "All right."
I think I was there at that Comic Con. I saw it. That's why I saw it. Then like I think maybe a year later I played it.
Yeah, no, I didn't, and it blew up, like really blew up.
I think a lot of people, like, what they're not realizing, like, mobile games make a hell of a lot of money off like old lonely housewives.
Yeah,
not
they do.
not even
He's not
joking.
lying.
I've seen like older mothers max credit cards on fucking Angry Birds.
He's not lying. I go over my friend.
They will max out credit cards on Angry Birds and like similar bullshit games.
That is a 100%.
You know what's funny? I remember hearing a commercial on a radio, and they was like advertising a mobile game, but they used some old lady like that's about to go out with her friends, but they're wondering what she's doing. But she's saying, "Oh, I'm at home playing slots or something on her phone."
Oh my god,
it's crazy.
All right. Okay. So let's move on. This happened a couple of weeks ago, but I'll still talk about it. Cold Vein got delayed all the way to 2019. In my opinion, that was a little bit extreme. I think he could have maybe came out in October, probably. but they decided to delay it to 2019. Was anybody really hardcore looking forward to Code Vein?
I can't say I'm hardcore looking for it. Like, it does look like a fun and interesting game, but I don't really think it'd be like a day one buy for me. That's just me personally.
Okay, all right.
It does look like a good game, though. It looks like a good.
Yeah, because like it looks like I hate to say it's like anime Dark Souls or something like that. I have never played a Dark Souls game. Don't at me, okay? All right, I don't feel like playing those types of games. All right, all right, cool. But this would be a perfect way for me to get my feet wet for Dark Souls types of games. There, yes, it's because it's anime. I'll admit that right now.
It looks like God Eater too. So, and you play God Eater.
Yeah, games, exactly. Right? I love God Eater games. Anybody else trying to get Code Vein when it eventually, God knows when it'll come out now?
I am gonna get it. I'm gonna get it day one and beat it probably in a week. But honestly, I'm not exactly excited for it either. It's weird.
Were you excited for it before, or was it after the delay that your excitement just died down?
I was excited when I seen the teaser, and then I seen the trailer, and I'm like, oh, okay, anime Dark Souls, like exactly like what you said. And I love Dark Souls and Dark Souls like games, so I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna play through it and I'll probably enjoy it. But it's like something about it's not grabbing me.
Yeah,
like, the combat doesn't look weighted enough or something. I'm not sure. Like, it's so easy to make this go so wrong.
Okay, that's probably one of the reasons they decided to delay anyway.
Yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic, I guess.
Okay.
They said they had like a beta test and they had like overwhelming amount of feedback.
That's
why they're pushing it back. Like what?
Okay. All right.
I mean, you don't want to have a one of these things like Lords of Shadows where it was completely broken.
Yeah.
Lords of the Fallen.
Yeah, Lords of Fallen. Yeah, right, that one.
Yeah. So I bought that day one too, and
I just love how the shield bash is broken.
I made it 15 hours and I hit a game-breaking bug and never played it again.
Well, couldn't it have been patched or something like that?
I don't know. I talked to the company and they're like, "Can you send us footage of this happening?" And I sent them an unlisted video and not a fucking joke here. They clicked dislike on it.
Yeah, I hear that was the attitude of that company towards kind of criticism.
Oh
So
my God.
what happened with my game? I killed a boss at the same time he killed me. So I respawned outside the arena and the game saved and I kept walking back in. And the boss was a corpse on the ground, but the boss music would play and he had a health bar. So I could just bash his corpse until the health bar was depleted, but it would never register as dead to unlock the next area.
Is there only one save file?
I mean, I had only one save file. I don't remember if there was options for more. It's like 2015 game or something. It's been a while.
Okay. All right.
I hear they fixed a lot of that, but not the shield bash.
Yeah. I don't expect much from them.
Yeah, I will say it is surprising though that it got delayed because we've been seeing they've been actually putting out a lot of different trailers and gameplays.
Yeah, exactly. I saw so many interviews, like the trailers and the gameplays. It was at every convention.
I guess they want to play it safe. They want to make a real good game and they want to have a real good publicity. So I'm guessing they wanted to put in hype, but apparently it didn't pay off so well. So by going a little bit back to the drawing board and returning with a completed game, I guess,
Could it be possibly because there was too much competition in the month of September,
but I don't.
October?
I mean, there isn't much Dark Souls-esque games in that specific area, so it's not that they had some opportunity, some opponents there, No, doesn't look like it.
Yeah, I could have sworn they could have probably released in October. It'd been okay for it because a lot of people were gonna buy Code Vein, were gonna buy it anyway. But there's the argument that they want to get other people into the game, so they want to make sure there's no other games or heavy hitters out on the market that could interfere with that. I guess all the way to 2019, kind of it kind of killed my hype, honestly. Like now, honestly, I could be like, all right, I'm just gonna wait for it to come out, like with a price drop or something like that, and I'll just get it then. But
maybe they just were aware of that Shadow Elite likes his boobies big, and they said like, no, the booby slider is not extreme enough. We have to fix that.
Well, you know what? That was good. That was a good choice then. All right, so I can't lie about that. There's a lot of games coming out in September. Just to name a few, so you guys don't go crazy. We got Dragon Quest XI. We got Spider-Man, of course. Spider-Man looks to be huge. SNK Heroines is coming out as well. You got Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Oh yeah, Terry. You got Xenoblade Chronicles 2: The Torna Golden Country, which is pretty freaking amazing that they're gonna fit a whole DLC into like a game, its own separate game, I think. You also got Valkyria Chronicles 4, which is day zero buy for me, and I think that's pretty much about it.
What about Spider-Man?
I did mention Spider-Man.
Yeah, you mentioned Spider-Man.
Yeah, I did mention Spider-Man. What games are you guys prioritizing during this month?
Personally, probably Dragon Quest, and you said Valkyria Chronicles 4 comes out then?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that actually, but that too.
Matt, actually, I have a personal problem with the Valkyria Chronicles 4 thing. It released... No.
Watch your words carefully, Nightmare. I got my
bro
click on the kick button right now. Watch your words carefully, my
guy. I don't think that. So here's my problem. My problem is not Valkyria Chronicles 4 specifically. It's the day it releases, because at the same day there is a game coming out that I backed via a Kickstarter thing going on, and I would like to play that game too. So I'm kind of conflicted there. So it's kind of weird, but I'm pretty sure I'm prioritizing Valkyria Chronicles for the views.
You gotta take a Kickstarter game or Valkyria Chronicles 4?
I know.
What is the Kickstarter game?
It's called Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Okay, it's a Pathfinder game. I wouldn't blame you.
Yeah, I know, but I played Kingmaker as an adventure path, so I know what's coming up, and okay, as a video game, it's probably a bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to talk about those indie funded games. Let me tell you guys about this game called Dead or School. All right, that game's been in the works for the last 2 years. It's coming to Switch now. All right, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Okay.
I'd have to say Spider-Man for me. Big Spider-Man fan.
I don't know, because I'm definitely getting Valkyria Chronicles 4 and Dragon Quest, but I don't know if I'm gonna go after Spider-Man as well. Spider-Man looks really good, but JRPG gamer, I can't really go against JRPG.
I think my problem with Spider-Man is that I saw how easy it is to fuck up Spider-Man games, so I would rather wait a moment to see how it actually is before I buy it day one.
Yeah, you ain't lying about that. Like the last good Spider-Man to me was Web of Shadows. Amazing Spider-Man, the swinging was good, but the rest of it wasn't
but
I thought Spider-Man 2 was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I said the last one.
Oh, okay.
But the new Spider-Man game on PS4 is looking like a mix of all the best Spider-Man games and brought to a modern generation.
Okay, all right. So, what if you guys only had to prioritize one game in September?
Dragon Quest, my man.
Dragon Quest,
right here, bro. Oh, okay. All right, cool. Anybody else? Dragon Quest?
I'm ready to stick with Xenoblade.
Oh wow, the Torna Golden Country. Okay, all right.
I say Valkyria Chronicles. It has been a while.
What do you guys think is gonna sell more, Valkyria Chronicles 4 or Dragon Quest?
Dragon Quest.
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna say Dragon Quest.
It's guns and stuff, but Dragon Quest is.
I don't know, man. The factor that it releases.
Valkyria Chronicles can get really difficult. So.
I mean, the big problem is that you have is that Dragon Quest XI will not release on the PC simultaneously, so there is a big extra player base there. Just saying.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it comes on PC. Valkyria
might be a little bit different. And I know a lot of my friends want to get this, and they are definitively only PC players, so there might be an influx there. So it's not really easy to tell.
I feel like just Valkyria Chronicles though only has a legacy of like one game here.
Yeah, that is definitely the problem. Well, technically 2 games, but the first game is the only game most people know of.
Yeah, a good legacy of one game.
Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles 1, cult classic. Everybody loves it. Everybody's coming out of the woodwork saying they loved it. It came out on PC, came out on PS4. Everybody loves it, but they don't know about Valkyria Chronicles 2. Valkyria Chronicles 3 was left in Japan. Still needs to come out. God, I would love for that to happen. Valkyria Revolution, we don't talk about that dog shit piece of monkey trash. And that, that's for like a 10-year difference almost for the most part. Valkyria Chronicles 1 and Valkyria Chronicles 4 right now. So yeah, it kind of sucks in that regard. But I think about
strategy gamers are pretty ravenous when it comes to looking for good strategy games. Though it's like,
Yep.
they will find a way to play something that looks good strategy wise. Like I haven't played a good Fire Emblem game in a while, and I'm kind of like, now I know what crackheads feel like. So.
Whoa.
What's the last Fire Emblem game you played?
Echoes.
Really good.
Was it
Really
good?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a classic
So
Fire Emblem.
always
My
my
favorite.
favorite
I put like
series.
170 hours in that game somehow.
So good.
Okay, that's one I haven't played. I don't know why, because I don't have a new 3DS, and I can't emulate it.
Be honest, Shadow. There's no waifu system and no Tharja clone, so you don't want it.
There's some waifus in there. There's
waifus. You just can't touch them the way you want.
You know what, Blake? I ain't gonna lie. You probably ain't lying about that. If it gave me
I
one,
wonder if that's why you haven't really heard too much about it as much as like the previous Fire Emblem game.
No, actually, the whole
Yeah.
voice acting thing kind of makes the whole like waifu thing pretty. Like you feel like you're connected more to some of the characters and just hearing them be like, it's cool.
okay. All right. Let's move on to the next topic. What do we got here? I think Souls and Bob can talk about this. What's going on with this Digimon Survive here?
Ah man,
Is this
Something
like
new
the
for
next
series.
Cybersooth? Like,
no, it's completely
different.
It's completely different for the whole franchise, to be honest.
It's half visual novel, half turn-based strategy game.
Yeah,
Okay, that's weird for Digimon.
it
is.
is.
Because I'm only used to two types of gameplay: the whole RPG thing and the race care sim. So it's kind of weird to see this.
Yeah, this one's gonna be pretty conflicting for the fans. So I'm
Even
curious
as a fan, I'm a bit hesitant on this.
Yeah,
okay. I don't know. Just as always, could never get in Digimon games. I have Digimon Story Cybersooth, never touched it. Well, I played it for like 10 hours. Played it for like 10 hours. Now it's about it. I just couldn't get it. Couldn't get into it. Still can't. Pokemon over Digimon every day of the week. All right. So I guess we're gonna move on here. Not that many people know about Digimon that much. So Persona
Shame.
Q2. Persona Q2 finally got a trailer. Is anybody hyped for this game?
I would be if they toned down the Train Odyssey exploring.
same.
Facts. Oh
Yeah.
my god, facts. I could not finish Q1, Persona Q1, the first one, at all because I cannot stand going around the goddamn map, putting down doors on the map, putting down the walls, putting down the key points. I can't do it. It's a Persona game. I live and breathe Persona. I like my blood, it's Persona. My blood type is Persona. But I can't get through that game.
What type is Persona?
To this day, every time they release an Etrian Odyssey demo, I try it and
Yeah,
for the life of me finish one.
Exactly. I do the same
I mean,
thing.
I look at their trailers. I'm subscribed to Atlas Japan's channel. I look at their trailers and I'm like, it looks nice from an artwork perspective.
Yeah, the art is really nice.
Yeah, the
I
art's
don't
so
want to
good.
play. They even got me nearly to play the third part of the third title because it has this wonderful, interesting theme of eldritch horror. But I can't get myself to play it. It just annoys the hell out of me. So I'm not sure who actually asked for Persona Q2. There apparently are a few people who liked it, but I will always say the worst Persona game in the series is not Persona 3. It's Persona Q.
Oh, okay.
See, I was interested in this game, but like the whole Etrian Odyssey thing in it, it's just kind of and like the whole bringing all these worlds together, like the fact that you even have the main character from Persona 3 Portable. I was like, yo, that's super dope. If you had if this was like another Persona Arena Ultimax game or like an actual Persona game or something actually worth a damn, maybe. But I mean, this game's coming to the Switch too, right? It's not just a 3DS game.
No, it's only on 3DS.
Really? I heard it was coming to the Switch.
So far as
Maybe they changed that.
I'll look it up now.
So weird. So much for being done with a 3DS, huh?
Yeah,
it's coming to 3DS and Switch.
Okay. All right. So I'm definitely I'm gonna get it. I ain't gonna lie. It's Persona. I'm still gonna get it. This is like gonna be one of the games I buy. I play for about 20 hours and I put it down. I ain't gonna lie. It's Persona. I need it. And then the soundtrack was also gonna be great too. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck with it.
Probably mess with it mostly for the characters and story, not so much the gameplay.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see all
Honestly,
the
the battle
interaction.
system itself is fine. It's just the exploration was crap.
Yeah, the exploration is
Yeah.
what gets me.
Persona Q is considered canon too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Partially, yes. It's
Whoa, wow.
weird.
That seems like a mistake.
But
to
then
me.
how do they do the whole thing with the main character from 3?
Oh,
It's a
it
time
happens in the middle.
dilation thing.
No, it happens in
it's
the middle
weird.
of the plot. That's why.
How do they make all these Persona spin-off games canon? Isn't the dancing games canon too?
Yes.
And Ultimax? How are all of these games canon?
And the arena game.
They just do
One
it.
really simple plot device. You extract them in the middle of the story, wipe their memory afterwards.
Yes. It's so easy.
So technically, how's that canon if they don't remember anything?
It's a time.
still happens.
It's
That's
a
why.
weird
It
time
still
thing.
happens.
It's a weird time thing. Don't worry about it.
I mean, there are original characters in these games.
Okay.
Well, usually the catalyst for the story, actually. So, in many cases, so.
Okay. So what's everybody been playing during this dry summer right about now?
Mainly Octopath. Games like Overwatch. Maybe
Overwatch, Fortnite.
Overwatch, Fortnite, people.
Overwatch,
Have
Fortnite.
you tried
as
Overwatch
well.
yet? Shadow?
Peaceful. Shadow, you bought Overwatch yet?
I'm gonna say maybe to that question.
Slacking.
One
Yeah.
day I have to buy it for you because you don't do it.
Talks. What are you playing right now, man? What's going on?
I'm going to be starting Yakuza Kiwami, but like right now, I've just finished all of my games.
Did Yakuza release on PSP? I mean PS. Well, what the fuck did I just say? PC.
Yes,
PC.
Like two of them have, I think.
Yakuza 0 just came out on PC, I think.
Yes.
Interesting. How much is that? Is that $20?
40.
Oh, sure. Fuck that.
I mean, it's probably worth it, man. I didn't play any Yakuza games until 6, and I'm kind of kicking myself in the ass now.
I'm sorry, man.
what
I
everybody
played Yakuza 0 for I want to say maybe 5 or 8 hours, and I just wasn't all that into it. I couldn't bring myself to actually play more. Maybe because I had other games to play and I had other things to do at the time. That was just recently, by the way, too. I actually traded in Yakuza 0.
Dang.
Oh, Shintai will hunt you down like
I
a
was gonna say,
dog.
what's that name?
Why would you
Shinkai
trade it
at?
in?
Come
Wasn't
defend.
Wasn't the game like only $20? Why did you trade it in?
Well, I'm thinking to myself, if it's going to be on PC, I might just play it on PC.
Just borrow it from the internet. As
Yeah, I
everyone
guess-
said, just borrow from the internet.
I guess the mods for Yakuza 0 are already pretty active.
Are they? Because that'd be pretty cool.
Wasn't there a
That's-
dancing mod for that game that makes them dance uncontrollably during cutscenes?
Yes.
Really? Oh, see, this is why I love PC gaming. You could do some crazy ass shit.
Exactly. You
don't
can have
like
nude
something?
mods. Who doesn't want nude mods?
As
Especially-
unlikely as it is, I really hope Vesperia on PC gets mods.
Same.
What
Them
would you need it now?
costumes.
Like
How could you do
costumes.
that? Oh,
Costumes,
just gonna-
custom music.
You're just gonna make Judith more busty.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
I mean,
That's
if there's
cool.
other Tales games on PC, right? So couldn't they just do
Yeah.
model swaps? Like you could throw Lloyd in there and stuff?
Oh, they could, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
you might with the
But it might look weird on other
it
characters.
looks
though.
weird.
I'm
You could
sure, there's
replace
some
Carol
ironing out to be
Lloyd
done.
or something.
But
And you always remember what happens in Overwatch when you change something. The Mercy with 2 guns thing. Just remember that.
thought we were gonna talk about the Zenyatta walking thing, but anyway.
Oh, God, yes.
All right, okay. So I'm playing Octopath Traveler right now. I'm still in the middle of it. Honestly, I was before Octopath Traveler came out, I was playing Tokyo Xanadu on PC, and that game actually isn't too bad. I actually made to chapter 3 or something like
the
that.
Falcon game?
Yeah.
A lot of people complain about that.
Is that the one game remake or no? That's the other game, Hallelujah or whatever.
I finished Tokyo Xanadu on Vita, which is by far the inferior version.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. That's why
I
I'm
don't
playing
know.
on PC.
Some of it was fun, and there's a lot of cool side stuff you can do, but the story just did not do it for me.
Well, did it drag along? Did you just want to skip everything that happened? Because I kind of felt that way in some places when I was
It's
playing.
just like a bunch of small anime arcs with very little overarching. So I don't know. It's hard to stay interested in it.
Okay.
So I watched somebody's review here on it. I don't remember whose it was, but I don't remember. It was late at night, and I thought I was watching a review on Cold Steel halfway through it. I was like, "Is there a lot of asset reuse on that game or something?"
It's the same engine. And in
Okay.
in the side content, you have Cold Steel characters in arcade games and stuff.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, wasn't that little short girl in playing a teacher in that game?
Yeah,
Toa.
Toa. Yeah.
Toa, yeah.
Yeah, and Alyssa is a magical girl in an arcade game, and there's fishing with Demon Prince Reen.
Oh, really? Demon Prince 3? Oh,
Are we still talking about Yakuza?
No.
You said Alyssa, and I was like, that's either talking about God Eater 2 or they're talking about Trails of Cold Steel.
okay. All right. That's everybody's summers right now.
I played Gravity Rush. I've been playing a lot of Gravity Rush.
Gravity Rush 1 or 2?
2.
Okay. Yo, that game made me sick. Like, I played Gravity Rush 1, and I actually played the demo for Gravity Rush 2. It just made me sick going up inside buildings, walking along buildings or whatnot. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, the physics is wonky. I actually like the characters a lot, though. I was surprised about the whole comic book storytelling is actually pretty tight.
Okay, I gotta play. I don't know. Maybe if I can find it for cheap, maybe I'll give it another go.
I got it for like $15. So I was like, "Fuck it, I'll do that."
Yeah, I'm tightly married to the mods of my line drawn simulator, so.
I did.
What?
Go ahead.
No, it's just playing Hearts of Iron is weird, but if you have enough mods, you can do all crazy kinds of shit. So that's great. Not that anybody cares about that, probably.
Okay. All right, so this is a topic I was wanted, like a kind of a free range topic here. I think we all know about BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, right?
Yes.
If there's any anime or game series you would like to see in that game, what would it be? Let's start off with Lenny.
Say it one more time. Sorry, I just got a text message.
BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle. If there's any anime or game series you would like to see, what characters from them into that game, what would you like to see?
That's a good question. They should put some Tales of characters in there. That'd be tight.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
Because they already got really detailed anime drawings. So.
Because before with Kill la Kill, I thought like that was actually gonna be characters for BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle, but that turns out to be its own game. That would have been pretty cool to see Kill la Kill characters in that Cross Tag Battle.
I don't even know why people confused that. I saw the trailer on the Japanese Atlas page. No, on the Japanese Arc System Works channel, and it was like, yep.
Ooh, a Kame ga Kill. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
That sword kind of like God tier though. Can you like kill anyone with that?
Yeah,
Come
technically,
on.
yeah, that's
Game.
It's a goddamn fighting game. Who cares?
That's like everybody saying Saitama and Jump Force would be OP.
I smell
It's a
some nerfing.
game.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, One Punch. Blake, what do you want to see? Any crossovers with?
See, Nightmares get me for saying this, but I was like, the first thing I said was like, yo, they should put some high school DxD in here. But
Actually, I have no problem with that. I would find that actually kind of interesting.
on a more serious note, though, I'm pretty sure those Senran Kagura leaks were real, so I think it's Senran Kagura. But I saw the pink, I thought of Neptunia, as well as I think High School of the Dead could be cool. But I think they're only doing like really popular anime series right now, so I think Fate would fit really well, like the Fate series.
Oh,
It wouldn't surprise me at all because, Under Night and Birth was made by the people who made the Melty Blood series. So there's a connection there.
Yeah.
So I think there is a potential.
I just don't know where the purple links up with Fate. So,
Okay. Bao, is there anything you want to see?
For a game series, no. But you know what? For an anime that I think, or at least I would want in there, that's popular right now, My Hero Academia.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
but aren't they getting their own? Don't they already have their own spin-off fighting game coming out? Yeah,
It's
One
like
Punch
the
is coming out.
Naruto Ultimate Storm series.
See, my original theory was they were just going to take this opportunity because Arc System Works is lazy as hell. So they're going to take this opportunity just to mesh all the characters from Dragon Ball FighterZ and bring them over to this universe.
Yeah, that doesn't work. The engine is very different. So
Yeah.
It's like all 2D.
I think if we're getting into like anime series or anything, I'd love to see like Icarus from Heaven's Lost Property.
Yes, Taurus, my man.
Like I think that'd be an
that's
awesome
the one with the
addition.
blonde with the really big boobs and no way.
The pink hair girl.
This is a cold-blooded killer.
I got a figure of her around here somewhere, but I don't really want to get up to get it.
Get up, Turks. You're committing.
No, 1 second.
Yes,
I'll be
Tarks.
back with her so you can see who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, she is kind of dangerous. Well, if she,
He knows what he's talking about. His Turks leaves.
if it's, does she have like a battle mode or something like that? That she,
Yeah, she does. Her eyes turn red, and she like.
Oh,
goes
okay.
Ultra Instinct.
it's
It's
like
so dope.
straight up turning into an orbital cannon.
I love the characters in Lost Property.
It'd be kind of random, but I'd like to see Guts from Berserk in there. That'd be pretty cool.
Why not?
Guts with who? With Griffith? They're gonna team up.
Griffin.
They're gonna hit each other.
I don't know, man. I mean,
look at that figure!
You see her?
Some quality, man.
This is who we're talking about.
Oh,
that looks
I
cool.
need it. Where did you get it? How much?
I don't know. It was honestly like $20 because it's not posable. Yeah, it's pretty cheap figure.
Wait, I remember.
hold on,
I'm pretty
eBay.
sure my local comic book store has something like that laying around.
That's a big stand. Like that's a big.
That's
figure.
a real.
That's a really good one for $20.
$20. Shoot, I would have given a kidney for that.
Anyway, I think she would be an awesome addition to like any fighting game. And they're not using the property for anything at all.
You know what? You just made me think about something kind of similar to that. What's that show? Sekiro.
Oh.
Sekiro! Oh my gosh!
Sekiro.
Yes. I like how we're all defaulting to super etchy anime.
I don't know, man. That's for life, man. That's just for life.
Yeah, put Musubi in there.
I have to be the contrarian here. I think we need some Fist of the North Star characters, and Arc System Works can actually recycle some old sprites from that because they made a fighting game back then. So,
I mean, I never seen it myself, but I would think Joe fits pretty well.
JoJo. Oh yeah, Jotaro.
yeah,
Or
would not
Jonathan
say no. That's
Joseph.
cool. That's a good idea. So yeah, we have some good choices here. So there's.
I think I just found that figure character showing off on eBay for $25. I'm add that to cart real quick.
Oh my god, Blake is about that life. Okay, winding it down here a little bit. PS4 worldwide shipments top 82.2 million units.
That's nice.
Do you guys believe it will surpass the PS2, which I'm pretty sure was in the 100 million range?
Hard to tell, but it could be. But I think
Aren't they
Switch
cutting?
is putting a dent right now into that. So
Aren't they
I'm not
cutting
sure.
like production of PS4 now?
I didn't hear anything about that.
I heard they were stopping production of the PS4s. That's gonna be like the shortest
no
console
way.
ever.
No way they're stopping production. The PS2 didn't stop production until like 3 years ago.
Yeah, right. There's like Madden
I like it, so.
2012 or 2013 or some crazy shit for the PS2.
Yeah, the PS2 sold 158 million units.
Yeah, that's
Now-
gonna be hard to do.
PS4 is not going to hit that.
Not
It'll
gonna
stop. It'll stop at like maybe 115 million.
Yeah, I think right around there.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 120. Just if they do like an aggressive like cheap ass model, maybe they can move a bunch of units.
Like a
'cause-
PS4 Super Slim.
yeah, something that's because I mean by what next holiday season it'll be for them. It won't cost shit to manufacture a PS4, so they could do like the 2DS because the 2DS I heard sold them a lot of units. Like as far as
Actually, I would have bought a 2DS if it was out before I bought my 3DS.
so many parents can't afford 150, but $70, fuck yeah, sign me up.
Okay. I mean, like the PS4 it has such a commanding lead. I think it'd be crazy for Sony to stop production on it. And I'm not sure when the next gen is coming along, but there are rumors of it being 2020 or something like that. But I think what's going on is like Microsoft is like kind of throwing hits that they're doing it. So Sony might, prematurely try to come out before Microsoft.
Well, Microsoft already throwing hits that they starting their next console.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're.
Sony's out here. They're going to be like, hey, we just released the PS4 Pro, guys. I hope you guys like that. So we're not going to make a new console. But hear me out. There's this new PlayStation Vita 2.0 model coming out in the near future. Can play games.
Do you guys think Sony can come out with another portable console?
Sure,
I
they
think-
can.
Yeah,
I think Sony's going to do the
Screw it
thing.
up like the Vita, sure.
So it's basically going to be like the Switch.
I think Sony's going to try and make a Switch model of some sort.
yeah. Sony always.
Yeah, they have a long tradition to do that. You know?
So we're going to get like a
I
PlayStation.
don't know if Sony has
5
those
Switch.
games though, like the Switch does. Like they had that people want to play on handheld. People want to like sit down and like be blown away by PS4.
That's true. Their games are really like cinematic.
It's the games that Nintendo has, they lend themselves so well to being handheld. Like it's
That's true.
how many people have bought a Switch just for anticipation for Pokemon.
Something Sony could do though, just charge a much higher price for their tablets so it can have that power.
Yep.
The Switch is 300, but Sony, I think Sony's name is strong enough so where they could sell a portable PlayStation for $500 if it looks
Hell yeah.
like a actual console.
Just imagine that handheld. You got to put the whole disc in.
Hold up, time out. Time out. People still buy tablets?
Yes.
Yeah.
iPads are still vastly successful.
Oh,
It's
really?
It's a pretty successful business model, and it's a nice technology. A lot of people like this. So
I was considering getting an iPad, but then I was like, they'll probably put YouTube and stuff on my Switch at some point, so I'm a holdout.
That's true.
I wouldn't bet on it.
Nah, they slowly putting. I mean, they added the Hulu, and I think they're adding.
They added Hulu out of nowhere. They're like, this is here now, guys.
Nah.
It's stupid of them not to put this stuff. To be honest.
I mean, is it good? Or is it like, a little bit finicky?
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. I want to use it like portable.
Okay. Alrighty. So, Disgaea. Wow, I cannot talk. Disgaea 6. The president of Nippon Ichi Software announced will definitely happen. Do you guys think we'll get Disgaea 6 sometime soon, or are we ways out?
I'd say 2020 probably.
Yeah.
2019,
highly
end of the year at the earliest.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
holiday-
think it'll come around
early
2019 because it's been a
Holiday.
while since 5.
Yeah, 5 did come out a minute ago.
I
All
don't
depends on
know.
if they're already
It's on
working
the
on it.
PS4.
I don't know when 6 is going to come out, but we're probably going to have 5 remakes of 5 before it does.
I don't know. 5 is also being ported to the PC as well. It's very soon, and they skipped over 3 and 4, I think, for PC.
Yeah, what's up
So,
with that?
That's kind of interesting. A lot of people were always thinking that they're gonna go 3, then they do 4, and then we'll get 5. But nah, they went straight to 5. So
And plus, ain't they doing a remake of 1?
yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I think that's already up for pre-order.
Oh, I looked at it. I kind of wish they changed, went more with 5 sprites. It still looks the same, to be honest.
I mean, it has 5 sprites. I guess they updated the sprites, but as far as everything else around it, like the environments and whatnot, the battlefield, it's pretty much the same.
Yeah,
And then the character portraits, the artwork, they're also using the same artwork. Now they're not even using Disgaea G2.
yeah,
So that's what's kind of crazy about it. So I'm kind of iffy on that one.
it's not changed enough for me.
I'm more inclined to get Disgaea 5 on PC than I am to get the Disgaea 1 complete. Not too sure.
It came out on Switch, so I think that's pretty much all you need.
That's true. Speaking of the Switch, do you guys think if you guys had it all to yourselves, do you guys think that the Switch would be the perfect place for JRPGs? Like every JRPG that comes out should be on Switch. Would you guys think that's?
I'd say how we were talking about how the JRPGs can be super lengthy and not a lot of people have them. If you can play a little bit, put it into sleep mode, on the bus to work or something like that, I think that would be nothing but beneficial. But coming home, being tied down to say your PlayStation 4 for a solid 2 hours before bed and having to rinse and repeat, that could take you years, weeks. Time could take you a lot of time.
I think it depends on what kind of game it is.
Yeah.
Mostly,
If it's a really high-end cinematic looking game, that's JRPG.
Like Final Fantasy
Come on, put it on
15,
big screen.
yeah.
Yeah, you could never get Final Fantasy 15 on the Switch.
Yeah,
They got that Final Fantasy
horribly
15 mobile
butchered.
game.
yeah, you get the move.
They got the mobile game on there.
Something like Octopath Traveler works well on Switch because everything in the game is tiny. Like every field, every dungeon, nothing should take more than 20 minutes to walk through.
Yeah, it's like the missions in Alphatala chapters rather are little bite-sized quests that you can do. Like the dungeons that you roll into, they take about maybe not even 5 minutes to get through to get to the boss. But then the boss takes you forever.
But
I
look
feel
at-
the perfect in between or what we're really gonna see a JRPG push to Xenoblade. I agree. I felt it was a little rushed with how it felt in handheld mode and whatnot. And I feel if they had given it a bit more time, they could have optimized it better. But a game coming out for Switch like Shin Megami Tensei 5, I think that is probably going to be because I haven't played too many Shin Megami Tensei games, just the Persona series. So I'm not sure if they normally try to delve too heavily into graphics, but I think the graphics on Switch would probably be good enough.
Yeah, that would be the
They're never
possibility.
graphically intensive games, so no one's really worried about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
something like a
very,
Tales of
very
game would be a pretty bad fit because it really takes a long time to finish most of the stuff. So a dungeon or a region takes way longer than just 20 minutes. It takes usually an hour or so.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested to see how Vesperia is going to be on the Switch because, I mean, even stuff like Grace's F and what was it, Zillia, that slowed down once you get to the end of the game and like start busting out mystic arts and everybody's firing off like ridiculous spells.
See, with that on
yeah,
Switch,
yeah.
though, I feel like when it comes, because it was originally a PS3 game, right? Because the Switch has shown that it can run a lot of PS3 games like a bit better. So I feel like we may see 30 frames for Switch and 60 frames for consoles plus PC.
Yeah, exactly. If that's the case, I'll always go to PS4, PC.
I mean, sure, yeah, because 60 frames on a game like Tales, you're probably going to want that.
Sure.
But
anything turn-based, it's actually really nice to have that.
So, kind of like brought up an interesting point. Does 60 frames per second change the game for a lot of you guys? Like, would you consider getting the game instead of on the Switch, on the PC, on the PS4?
it all depends on the game, really.
I do generally buy the version I think is going to run the best, not counting PC. So, like, if a game comes out on Switch and PS4, like Shining Resonance Refrain, I get the PS4 version, which ended up running like shit regardless. But I will try to get the one I think plays the best.
Okay. So, there's nothing wrong with me running a game at 60 frames per second, right?
No.
Okay, all right.
You have to understand. I don't understand this problem because I have always been a PC user, so I don't even know it very differently. So it's like, come on. I people always say they wanted to have high definition gaming, and I was like, I had high definition gaming for years on the PC. There was no such thing as SD on the PC ever, so I don't understand these things, you know.
It all boils down, like for me personally, it all boils down for the game. Because, for example, like a shooter, I will almost always pick PC because I like that mouse and keyboard support. But for a game like, say, Galgun, that isn't too graphically intensive, or something just like I want to have fun with, just chill around on the go, that I'll probably pick up on my Switch.
Okay. All right, so I like 60 frames per second. People don't at me when I say I won't play a game because it's not at 60 frames per second. Okay, all right. I gotta put that out there because I get so many people in the comments telling me I'm a graphics forward. Yes, I am. Okay, I don't give a fuck.
I think higher frame rates are always preferred, but there's some games that you just don't have the option. Like Bloodborne runs at a kind of unstable 30.
Really?
And I love Bloodborne, absolutely love it, but I would love it more if it were in 60.
Oh wow, I didn't know Bloodborne was like that. Okay.
Yeah, you can see it when you play, especially in like camera rotations. There's lots of blur that's not really artificial. It's just that's 30 FPS at work.
I got a pro patch.
I don't know. I think Dark Souls 2 Remastered was the first 60 frames per second Souls entry.
Oh, okay. I had no idea. All right, I thought Bloodborne ran like a dream. Okay.
Maybe
it feels smooth, like it controls smooth, but
Yeah, it looks gorgeous.
yeah.
Okay.
I think a lot of that's in like fabric animations and stuff, though. Everything just looks so nice.
But in terms of graphics versus frame rate, I will almost always take a lower resolution over more frame rate.
Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Well, I don't know. I can't go below 1080p.
Really?
Nah, I can't go below 1080p.
Yeah, but when it comes to 720 and 1080, I only notice like subtle things, but it's never really noticeable.
Not that it matters with the game, but aren't you playing Octopath Traveler, which is in 720?
Okay, first of all, okay, that game is different because of its retro style. Okay?
Yeah, I agree.
But
That game, it does drop as low as like I think 500 something.
Really? I never.
Yeah.
Well,
In handheld mode, the dynamic resolution goes as low as 500, but all of the interface stays at 720, so it's always clear.
oh, okay, that's
It's
probably
really
why.
interesting how it works, but like, who honestly fucking cares for the style of the game?
Yeah.
It's 720, but it doesn't need 1080.
Minecraft on Switch runs at 720p or 1080p 60 now. Just saying.
And I'm just saying, Minecraft is garbage.
You ain't lying.
All right, I don't want to make my own adventures type thing. Okay.
Minecraft was the original battle royale. Anyway.
All right, that's all the topics I got for this episode. Is there anything else anybody want to talk about real quick?
They just announced that they're doing a Super Smash Brothers Direct on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, is that? Well, we know
Wait,
those characters is going to be
they
in it.
announced a direct.
Super Smash Brothers Direct.
Smash Bros.
10 a.m.
You
Eastern time on
bastards wanted
Wednesday.
to tell me this.
See, no, I didn't want to burst out during a JRPG stream because I'm like, I don't know what I should and shouldn't say here. I'm not trying to look like an Nintendo. Like if you go back to the stream, you will see like the visible, like I'm visibly distraught in the face because I want to burst out, but they're talking about Disgaea.
Okay, but like, what else is there to reveal though? All right, but besides like a new character, but like, what else is there? They did all the mechanics for the game, didn't they?
Game modes. They haven't showed us like classic mode, adventure mode. They might bring back like a subspace emissary mode.
Subspace 2.
Bring back subspace, please.
I thought everybody had subspace. I thought it was like
I
a
love
what?
subspace.
What's there to hate about subspace?
Yeah, Subspace was dope.
Subspace.
Oh,
Those cutscenes?
I'm off that day too. Yes. Okay.
No, Shadow, you misunderstood that. Nintendo hated the subspace emissary because apparently they had a problem with the cutscenes.
People uploading them to
Yes.
YouTube and Sakurai.
That was
Like,
more Sakurai
why would you do
himself,
that?
But yeah.
Why would you do that? Because apparently Sakurai, like all those cutscenes, like he actually acted out the way the characters would act. And that's why it took him so long to do subspace.
Oh,
Come on, why not? It's okay.
But he said it took him so long. He put all that effort into it,
And people just looked
upload
at
it
it
on
on-
YouTube, and that bothered him.
It wasn't Subspace half the file size of Brawl.
Yeah, I believe it. Because all the cutscenes, right?
Can't remember if
Yeah.
it was half, but it was definitely a lot. Yeah.
wasn't that because it was also on the Wii U and the Wii U was garbage?
No.
It
It
was
was
the
on
Wii,
Brawl.
man.
It was on the Wii. What?
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just looking for any
You
chance.
see, you're hating already.
Wow. God damn.
I'm looking for any chance to shit on the Wii U at any point I can.
We just forget the Wii U existed.
You can't. We should not. We should
I
not
like
forget
the
about
Wii
that.
U. Thank you very much.
Miles, I love your taste.
As soon
bro, but that
as,
is
soon
just
as
wrong.
Xenoblade Chronicles X gets ported to the Wii U, I'm saying bye-bye to it forever.
And Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Oh, that's right. Damn it. And I know that game's never coming to Switch because that game was so negative. Well, did it do good? Because I know everyone
I don't think it
hated
did
that
enough.
game
I'm
vocally.
actually doing a top 5 video that's gonna have that game in it. I think as games people skipped, but I think it's honestly gonna come to the Switch.
I think it had doing things like going against it, whereas people went actual Shin Megami Tensei versus Fire Emblem, and they got waifus like Love Live. On top of that, it was on a dying console, so
See, I plan to give it a try, but I'm not sure if I should
Success.
wait for a possible Switch.
Same.
announcement.
I
I
think it's
never
gonna,
got a chance to play it either.
Like, if I can find it for really cheap, I'll just go ahead and get on Wii U.
and
And
then
the
you
lowest I've
actually-
seen is like 30.
You actually dust off your Wii U.
Yeah, I was about to say I ain't done
to play that. To
Once
play-
again, I like the Wii U, so this isn't an issue for me.
see porting it to the Switch that wouldn't be hard because the gamepad literally does nothing. The gamepad is a brick that you hold there to play the game. The gamepad doesn't do anything in the game, so porting it to the Switch is like a 1-for-1.
The one time I did find a use for the gamepad was when I was playing Radiant Dawn. You know, like the Wii games display.
Oh,
on
yeah.
on the gamepad. That was kind of cool. It was like I had a little.
It didn't have touch controls, did it?
No, that would have been cool.
Oh.
I always like tried to touch it and move it, and I was like, damn, I can't do shit.
See, Xenoblade Chronicles X would be interesting on the Switch because you kind of need the gamepad for that
For
game.
the exploration.
Well, you can use it, but it'll be really annoying. Well,
There's
you
a lot of
cannot use it; it'll be really annoying.
there's a lot of
Whoa.
people who want like Mario Maker on the Switch, but I just don't see how it's possible.
See, apparently the way people are thinking like that,
How-
I think it's
how is
going to
that
be
not
like handheld only. In
Yeah, I
terms
was
you
about to
build
say,
with-
it could
Yeah,
be docked only.
Oh.
if
Or
it's
not
docked-
handheld mode only, I mean.
Wait, isn't the Switch touchscreen? So it's-
yeah,
Nope.
that's the thing.
yeah,
though.
so then you're handheld only, and then
in
you
terms
have
of
to
building
go-
stuff, but in terms of
If you're
playing
just
the game, I
playing-
can see kind of like build. I feel like Nintendo would do a big like ad reel for it, like build on the go, play at home, something like that.
Yeah.
See, that's a big issue with the Switch being touchscreen. If you make it touchscreen, it also has to be playable in a console mode.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
they
do
could
you
do it.
remember the Japanese rhythm game Voice when that came out on Switch? It was handheld only.
Never
I
heard.
remember the
Yeah.
controversy around.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, a lot of people were upset because there was no controller functionality whatsoever. And then they patched it in and it's garbage. Like the controller functionality is trash.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know. Some games just aren't gonna take to portable and console mode well.
At the same time, yeah, it's kind of.
Oh wait, didn't like it's kind of a different example. Didn't like Gravity Rush make the transition pretty well because that was mostly touchscreen, wasn't it? On the Vita.
Not that much. It was mostly gyroscope, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. My bad. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and I think the PS4 controller also has gyro built in, doesn't it? Or it has,
it does
has a
actually.
counterpart.
It like incentivizes you to use it, but it's like not really better to use it.
You know what's funny? If you get the there's an adapter that lets you use PS4 controllers on Switch, you will use the gyro on that PS4 controller more in Breath of the Wild than any other PlayStation 4 game out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Same with Mario Kart.
You know, I honestly didn't have any problems with the gyro things. It didn't make it harder for me.
I actually use it
On,
to aim the bow almost exclusively, like
It is really good for on Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild.
The only time I've ever used gyro on PS4 is during Detroit Become Human when they want you to like shake the controller and like throw your controller across the room to dodge an attack.
How would that work? You blink your controller.
It's really weird because like, okay, this is my phone. You guys can see my phone. It's like so they're gonna tell you like do this or do this or like do this. Like it's because I'm sitting there streaming. I'm like hitting my head with the controller because they're just saying move the controller.
Okay. We got a question from the chat. What old JRPG do you want to see get revived? Like Legend of Dragoon, Radiant Historia, Saga,
Xenogears.
Legend of Dragoon is my number one. It's my
Same.
number one favorite RPG.
Really?
I love that game.
It's probably a lot of nostalgia, and I'll admit that, but I love that game to death.
I feel you. I'm the same way.
Xenogears just never got its proper treatment, so that's why I choose it.
Would you, though, just as a side question, fix disc 2?
Personally, no, because I had no problem with this too, but I definitely understand the problem people have with it. I had a friend who recently completed it and he couldn't stand this too.
Yeah, I consider Xenogears a flawed masterpiece.
Really? I thought it was just. I loved it. I loved it when I played. I didn't even play it when it first came out. I played it in like 2012 or something.
My
like
top priority was story and characters, and you got that in this too. But if you want to like the exploration and every single detail how we got from point A to point B, you're going to be disappointed in this too.
Yeah, it became a visual novel for disc 2 because of budget cuts.
It was still
Breath of Fire. I don't know if I would even bring Breath of Fire up to modern graphics. I would like it to get the Octopath treatment. Actually, I think that'd be cool.
What about Suikoden?
Yeah, that'd be
It would be awesome, but it's kind of fine as it is.
If they could remake and re-release Suikoden 2, though, or at least just put a new physical copy out so I could buy one.
Well, if they make new ones, that would be awesome, but you can just leave the old ones alone, honestly.
Yeah. I just want a copy that I can buy and put on my shelf because Suikoden 2 on PS1 is like $200 I can't spend.
Goddamn. Another question from the chat. Do you believe Pokemon Let's Go deserves the hate it's getting despite getting Gen 8 game next year?
Okay, all right. So my take on this so far is I think that this game will be fun first playthrough, but the replayability is going to be all gone. There's like as soon as it's done, I'm going to return it, like Sonic Forces. I'm going to beat it in a day. And beat it.
That's exactly what it is.
I'm just saying some people are just ungrateful for what they're getting. Because I remember this whole thing that I had a different discussion with a guy who complained that I said that Sakurai is a good guy because he is a good boy because he actually has to deal with a Smash Bros community, and he was like, no, he's an asshole. He didn't give us what he wanted. And I was like, Smash 4 is coming, Smash 5 is coming. You have what you want. Why are you so mad on this guy? I don't know.
Every single character for Smash Ultimate, people are still complaining.
Yeah, these people are just ungrateful. That's all.
I mean, like, yeah, you got a point there, Nightmare, because like you're still getting the mainline Pokemon game next year. It's not like it's definitely not coming out. Or there's
I hate when companies have to do that because, like, point in case, last year's E3, they showed off. They were like, "Here, Metroid Prime 4 is coming," because if they had just shown off the 3DS game, people would have been rioting. And companies shouldn't have to do that. Same with what else did they showed? Yeah, no, I'm trying to think. Did they show Pokemon game last year?
I don't think so.
No, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. Yeah, no, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon was at last year's E3.
Well, yeah, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon was a problem.
We are working on a Switch title. Please be patient, because they know people wanted a Switch game, and if they didn't do a Switch game, people would have ripped them apart. Companies shouldn't have to do that, but me being a Nintendo fan aside, I think the Nintendo fans are really toxic at times.
Okay. Another question from the chat. Do you guys prefer action or turn-based JRPGs?
Turn-based all day.
Yep.
Turn-based.
See, I'm gonna go with turn-based only because Kingdom Hearts ruined my action-based love.
Wait, why is
Kingdom
that?
Hearts 1?
Well, he
ruined
hasn't
it.
played 2 yet, though.
Kingdom
Yeah,
Hearts.
you haven't played 2.
I hate 1 so much.
Wait, why do you hate 1?
Game was bullshit. Don't talk to me about Kingdom Hearts 1 ever again.
Was it because you couldn't get good, or was it?
No, it's because the gameplay was literally it was hack and slash, but
It
not like
hasn't
the
aged
fun
well
Dynasty
at all.
Warriors game.
I can't go back to
I'm
1. It's
mad
too
that I
hard to
started
play.
with 1.
I heard 2 is like the cream of the crop, and it's like 3 times as long as the first one. So we'll see about that.
Oh, okay. All right. You know what?
You're gonna like 2.
To be fair, I haven't played Kingdom Hearts 1 since like. God
Whoa,
knows how long.
whoa, Shadow, whoa! You need to go back and suffer.
Nah, I'm good, Toy. Yeah, me personally, I guess I'll take turn based over action any day of the week. I do like strategizing and seeing what's ahead in the turn order and figuring out what I should do. That's why I'm having a blast with Octopath Traveler right now for the most part. But yeah, turn based definitely.
Yeah, there's ways to do either or terribly. Like you see a lot of lazy turn-based games now that just give you like attack, items, and defend. Like that's
Yeah.
bullshit. I need more to work with than that. But
Yeah.
I don't really have a preference, I guess. Legend of Heroes does turn-based great. Tales of does action great. I can't just kind of pick one or the other.
Okay.
Yeah, if there was more like really well done action JRPGs, I could see. But
It's a really hard balance to strike.
yeah, exactly. It really is to feel like you're not just whacking away at the enemy.
Yeah, let's
I
see
feel
how
like the
Lost
only
Soul Aside
action
is when that
games
comes
that-
out.
Yeah,
The
Lost
only
Soul
action games
Aside
I
looks
do
really
like are
good.
Tales and maybe Kingdom Hearts. That's about it.
Yeah.
Only
I
thing
mean,
about Lost Soul Aside is like you've been saying nothing but action gameplay, but like what else is there?
That's what I think. It
That's
looks
not
like
what I like, I don't like.
or something like that. It looks great. All right, we're gonna take 1 or 2 more questions. And then
Wait,
we get out.
real quick, would you guys consider Xenoblade an action RPG because it's got those turn-based elements to it?
Well, it's basically an alpha MMO, so they'd be classified badass.
I was about to say it's really MMO because that's what turned me off of the first one, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the same thing with me. Well, Xenoblade Chronicles 1, I didn't like it, the combat, but then I said everybody's playing it, so I was like, all right, let me try it, and it turns out it's one of the best games I ever played.
Well, you can't really call it turn-based, honestly, because
With the
It's
way you
Refresh-based.
like, you never once lose control of your characters, so I can't call it turn-based.
Okay.
Like, you always have some degree of agency.
You never really control your other characters either.
All right. So overall, do you guys prefer Persona or Final Fantasy games?
overall, Persona, because Final Fantasy after 10, excluding 14, was just, yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're getting there. It's kind of mixed with the Final Fantasy series. Persona has been consistently good for a very long time. It's just weird, you know?
Wait a minute. Consistently good. Wasn't Persona 1 and 2 kind of iffy?
No.
No, they were
Oh,
actually quite
Persona
good
1 might not
games.
have aged well, but Persona 2 is beloved.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Now, don't persecute me for saying this, but I've tried to play Final Fantasy X at least 5 times, and it's never held my interest. Persona 3, I actually got through, and Persona 4, I'm past the halfway point. So, I mean...
That's kind of crazy, because Final Fantasy X is like, it's really good. How did you...
I don't know. I don't know what it was. Like, every time, like, I would always, like, get into it. Like, I would straight up be into it, keep playing it, but then some other game would just overtake me, and I would just never go back to it.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that's happening.
Are we counting spin-offs or side series at all?
I
couldn't-
could go with mainline, because Persona doesn't have that many.
I was gonna say I could not like imagine a world without Final Fantasy Tactics.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy Tactics is so removed from a Final
Yeah, or
Fantasy
Dissidia.
franchise of the first
I
series.
know it's part of the franchise, but
It just feels not like it, kind of, in a good way.
Okay.
without Tactics, I'd probably pick Persona.
I'm gonna put myself on blast real quick. I didn't really care that much for Final Fantasy Tactics.
I'm not gonna lie, Nightmare. I mean, Shadow. I think it's because I played Disgaea and then I played Tactics.
That's what I think too. Like, I got into so many other strategy games before I went to Tactics, and I was just like, I don't really. This game isn't all that. Like, what's so great about this game again? I don't know. I'm gonna try it. I'll try it again to get into it again.
I heard you
But,
should play like the PSP one too, isn't it?
War of the Lions. I think that's what it's called.
Or is
It's
that a sequel?
it's the same game.
It's like a remake or a
updated
It's
remaster.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a real good update actually.
I may hit up that one too on PPSSPP with the higher graphics.
Can you play that on the Vita?
Yes, you can.
Probably.
Possibly.
It should be on PSN, so yeah.
Yeah, I think it's on PSN.
Yep.
Damn, I need a Vita.
Nah, you don't. Vita's not that.
Never heard anyone say that.
I know, right? Exactly.
Just emulate it.
You think you have seen everything?
You know, I wonder, out of curiosity, how much is a Vita going for right now on eBay?
They're still not
Probably
people don't wanna give
$100.
them away. It pisses
Isn't
me
like,
off.
aren't the memory cards for Vitas like stupid expensive and Sony refuses?
Yeah, that's
to,
mostly the
like,
problem. Is the
Yeah, that was Sony's fault.
Yeah, I
Just
think
re-release the Vita with micro SD card support, Sony, and you might have a console in your hands.
I was about to say, you think the Vita would have done better if it had micro SDs?
You can still buy a Vita retail price for $300.
What?
why.
Sony's wondering why it's
Like, why?
Isn't that
What are
the
you
same
trying to
price
do?
as Switch in America?
yeah.
Yeah, basically.
What?
You know, the Vita only started dying in Japan in like the last couple months.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, really?
It still sells well there.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah, it sells better than the Xbox One in Japan.
Well, Japan
Wow.
loves it.
Everything sells better than Xbox One in Japan.
What
Oh,
doesn't
man.
sell better?
Alright, guys,
I mean, it's not even just Japan.
Okay, we can't be slandering the Vita like this. All right, some people like it; it's trash. But you know what? we can't be here slandering the Vita like that.
Hey,
all
that,
right?
but if we were all beating down a Wii U, you'd get right on top and start stomping in the ground too.
You would
Yeah.
literally get a fist on the head. I saw
just-
Wii U the other day at GameStop for like $110. They're cheap as hell now.
I swear to God, I would probably buy it just to destroy it.
I thought
Oh,
about it.
come
for a
on.
second.
That's unfair. That's even low. That's even low for me.
I mean,
Yo,
if
if
you
you
guys
guys
need
want
to
to see
burn
me,
like
if you
that.
guys want to donate $100, I will buy a Wii U and I will destroy it on camera.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. You have a
Where
reason
you
to
finding a
stream, I
Wii U
guess.
for $100?
All right, guys. I think that's all the questions we got. I ran through all the topics. I think we're gonna get up out of here. Let's do some outros. Go ahead, Tarks.
I got nothing to say, man. Just thanks for having me on. If anybody wants to check out my channel, Tark's Gauntlet, easy to find. Thanks a lot, dude.
Just real quick. Tarks is actually a person that plays his JRPGs, or he actually reviews them. Just a little thing that I think you guys should know. I love that a lot. Okay. Souls, go ahead, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me here. It was always a pleasure. Souls, I'm kind of a little absent right now from YouTube, so don't worry about that right now. I will be going back soon, but
This man on a big hiatus and everything.
yeah, it was a fun time.
All right. Bob.
Thanks for having me on as always. If you guys want to check out my channel, it's Balsacariga. I'm leaving it in the chat now. My stream Octopath today, so if you want to swing by, I would greatly appreciate it.
Okay. Nightmare.
Well, it's Nightmare Alpha. It was great today. I'm continuing my long journey through Persona 3 again. It's by way of the chat wants to know, it's not FES, it's not portable, it's just the original. And that was maybe a mistake, but now I'm stuck with it. So yeah. Also you can follow me on Twitter whenever I'm going online and see how much stupid shit I can get into.
Okay. Blake.
All right, as usual, thank you so much for having me on, Shadow. If you guys want to check out my channel, I normally do top 10s. I'm more of a Nintendo guy, but I'm branching out into some new other things. I'm currently streaming Detroit Become Human on YouTube and Twitch. I'm at 129 subscribers. I want to get to 130. So if anyone wants to be that lucky 130th subscriber, I'll give you a shout out on Twitter. Just screen cap it, tweet it at me at WesttownHD, and I'll give you a shout out. But yeah.
Okay. And Lenny, I know we want to do some giveaways here, man, but I'm not sure we got that set up too well.
Yeah, I think we might have. I don't think we set it up that well this time, but we'll probably try to get it better set up next time. But everything I do have is I got like a Palutena amiibo. We're gonna give away a couple Pokemon plushies.
Okay. I'm in.
Like a $25 GameStop gift card. So we'll get all the details ironed out.
Wait,
and
give me a
probably-
second.
Okay, because the next podcast we're gonna have Dreamcast guy on, and I think that'll be probably
Yeah,
good to
that'll be
have
cool.
him on while we do the giveaway.
Yeah, that'll be perfect.
Okay.
I
All
appreciate you having me on. That was great to talk to you guys, and hopefully I can come back on again.
When you say Dreamcast guy, do you mean Max? Max, the Dreamcast guy?
No, I don't know if his name is Matt. Just Dreamcast guy, the guy that makes a lot of top 10s.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That's
Yes,
kind of
yes,
surprising,
yes.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I also was not expecting him. He's a pretty swell dude.
yeah, he's a
Yeah.
cool dude. Yeah, you ask him a question, he'll answer. It's like he got like 100,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
You would think he's just like removed from his fan base, but nah, he's deep in there.
That's pretty cool.
All right, I think that's everybody. I am, of course, Shadow Elite, your JRPG God, Mr. JRPG here. And I'll catch you guys later. The Wii U's terrible and Vita's terrible. Peace.
Bye.
Peace out, guys.
There it is.